What's up guys, my name is Amanda.
My name is Emily. Welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins.
Today we are going to be showing you how to throw a small cast net.
A small cast net, the reason why we say small is because there's slightly different methods of throwing a small one versus a large one. So we're going to put the small one in the number range between, what would you say?
A 6, 7, or 8 foot cast net. And the reason we're going to show you how to throw this small cast net as building blocks to throwing a big cast net. I'm going to show you guys how to load a 6, 7, or 8 foot cast net using the building blocks to one day throw a 10 or 12 foot net. Now there are ways where some people will throw a small cast net and they're not loading over their shoulder, they're just kind of giving it a swing and a toss, and that does work, but it doesn't give you the tools you need to one day throw a 10 or 12 foot net. To get started, I'm going to first show you this entire process facing you guys, and then I'm going to do it a second time and I'm going to face away from you guys so you can use this part of the video to follow along exactly. The first thing you want to do is make sure your net is nice, clean, and untangled. I'm going to be throwing a 7 foot net for my small cast net. This works great for 6, 7, 8 foot net. Now, if you guys want to check this out, this is called the horn of your net. We're just grabbing underneath the horn. I'm just going to pull my net and stretch it out. Make sure we're all stretched out. This net's pretty good. So I'm going to start with the loading process, and then I'm going to show you how to make sure your net is untangled, clean, and then we're going to go ahead, finish loading it, and throw it. I'm going to be throwing this net right-handed, so if you're right-handed, this video is for you. If you're lefty, try to reverse it. Emily's left-handed, so
maybe I should teach you guys at some
Emily
time.
can teach a lefty cast net video. All right, so what we're going to do, we have a loop at the end of our rope. We want to make sure that we're going to make a loop with our loop. We're going to take this end of our rope, slide it through, and slide our hand in there. Now what that does is it keeps this rope on your wrist. If you load a lot of bait, you don't lose your net, but you do, if you're gonna do this, you have to be very, very careful not to throw your net over a stingray or a manatee or something that can actually yank you in the water. Safety first, guys. I'll show you that one more time. We have our loop right here. We're gonna pull it through and slide our hand inside. That's the very first step. Now, something very important to think about is left hand to the sky, right hand facing down. And that way your net won't get tangled. This is how I like to do it. So we're gonna take a wingspan. Left hand to the sky, right hand facing down, bring them together. Left hand to the sky, right hand facing down, bring them together.
So we're making nice loops.
Gonna take, exactly. And we're not twisting it. If you keep your left hand up and your right hand down, you bring your hands together, you will not twist your net. Once we get to our last wingspan, we grab right underneath the horn of the net right here. And the horn of the net, once again, is going into my left hand and the horn is facing away from you. That's really important. I see a lot of people accidentally grab it like this. Please keep the horn away from you. Same thing over here. Now I'm just gonna basically take a wingspan. I'm gonna grab mid-thigh down my net.
And hold on, you say mid-thigh, but your left arm is all the way stretched out.
Yes.
Because I've seen ladies have this arm around here and then go to grab mid-thigh.
Good
but
point.
then look at how little bit net she has.
Is on the floor.
So your left arm is all the way stretched out.
To the sky.
To the sky.
My right hand, I'm going to grab mid-thigh. And once again, we're going to pull the net, load it all in our left hand. Just like that. Now, this is perfect way to get started with throwing your net, but first we want to make sure we're not twisted up down here. So I'm going to show you what to do if your net is twisted up. I have this entire net loaded up in my left hand. I'm going to bring it down. Let's look at my foot. So we're going to grab our lead line right here. And we're just going to toss.
Only the outside. Only the outside
of the lead line. We're just going to go ahead and toss it over my right foot. And what this does is it ensures that my net is not twisted up. We're going to make sure our net is going to open up into a nice pancake. If you don't do this ahead of time, it can, see right there, I don't know if you guys saw that. There we go. We just want to make sure this is nice and clean. If you had previously thrown a pancake, you don't really need to do this step, but if your net was sitting in your bucket for a while, or you actually threw a banana,
and
twist it up over here.
Caught on the back of your boot?
Yeah, there we go. If you actually throw a banana or something, I'd make sure you do this before you finish loading your net. We have the entire net now loaded in my left hand, and I like to think of it, bring your left hand all the way over your left shoulder, really close to your body.
And what's your palm doing?
Facing the sky.
Left hand palm
Left
facing
hand
the sky.
faces the sky. Now we're going to separate our net into thirds. The first third, I'm going to grab my lead line down here, and I'm going to go put my right hand underneath
Both
the outside.
lead lines.
Yeah, both lead lines, exactly.
So she has the entire, let's look at that.
So let's do that one more time. Net's down here, grab my lead line, take my right hand underneath both lead lines, all right? Now we need to separate this into thirds, so I'm just going to toss it to collect a little bit more of it over my right arm. This is a small net, so that probably is a third of it.
Your palm.
And once again, now my right palm is facing up. So this is the tricky part. Okay, I have a third of the net over my right arm. I'm going to collect that third in my right hand. Okay, here we go. Now my right hand is going to go under my left elbow and over onto my right shoulder. So you're giving yourself a pat on the back. My left hand's facing out. My right hand goes underneath my elbow. Pat on the back.
Pat on the back. Pat yourself on the back. There you go.
Now, as you can see, I have both lead lines behind me right here.
So the outside lead line would be what's facing out. And the inside would be what's up against Amanda.
I'm going to go ahead and grab this inside lead line and open up that net. So now I am inside the net. I'm wearing the net. Is that clear, Emily?
I think that's clear.
Okay, now let's get our second third of the net. So for the second third, we're going to reach down, grab our lead line that's closest to us, right here. Just going to grab the one right at the bottom, close to me, pick that up. This time I'm going to put my right hand inside the net, just like that. Do that one more time. Grab my lead line at the bottom, right hand inside the net. Now we need one more third of our net. I'm going to swing it over my right arm. That's probably around a third of my net. And I'm going to take all that's on my right arm and once again collect it in my right hand. Now this time we want to make sure that our lead line that's right here is facing the outside. I'm going to grab that lead line with my first finger and my thumb. Let's do that one more time. I'm grabbing the lead line, picking it up, taking my right hand inside the net. We're going to go ahead and swing a third of that over my right hand, my right arm. I'm going to slide down and collect everything that I swung over into my right hand and grabbing that lead line with my first finger and my thumb. At this point, I have a third of the net over my left shoulder, a third of the net in my right hand, and a third of it hanging down in front of me. You are now ready to throw your net. If you're doing this right-handed, you're going to be leading with your right foot. So my right foot is leading, and I'm going to be spinning my right shoulder to the right, following with my left shoulder. That's good, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. A piece of advice that's really helpful, especially if you're a small person and you're throwing a big net, or if you're a kid or a woman, is to get a swing going. I'm just swinging this net right next to my left leg to give myself a head start. And when my net is at the top of the back swing, I have to make that decision to firmly plant my right foot down. I'm going to rotate my right shoulder to the right, following with my left, and this right hand is going to reach out, out, out as far as I can to the right. The net's going to come off my left shoulder, and the last piece you let go of is your right hand. This is the last piece I let go of. So foot down, right shoulder leads, left shoulder follows, right arm is reaching out. I let go of my right hand last.
So your left hand is what you let go of first.
Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this net facing you. All right. There we go.
I was scared that was going to hit me. Good job, Amanda.
So come over here and I'm going to show you exactly what happened. Right here, where the net is slightly bunched, that's what came off of my left shoulder. Out there, that was what was in my left hand, and all the way right here is where my right hand was. So when I threw that net, I reached down with my right shoulder, my left shoulder's up to the sky, my right hand is out and far as wide as I can. I'm letting go of my left hand, everything's following, and I drop with my right hand very last. That's why this is right next to me. Let's do this one more time, but this time I'm going to face away from you guys so you can watch this while loading your net. I already have my net on my left hand. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna grab my net just underneath the horn and walk it straight back to make sure my net is all straight and not twisted, just like that. All right, Emily, why don't you come stand behind me?
All right,
we'll start the behind process of this. Once again, left hand to the sky, right hand facing down. Full arm's length, bring your hands together. Full arm's length, bring your hands together. Full arm's length, bring your hands together. Do this one more time. And now we're at the horn of the net. You're gonna grab just underneath the horn of your net, bring it to your left hand. Keep the horn facing away from you.
To your left.
To your left. Does that make sense, Emily?
Yes, it makes sense.
Then we are going to, remember what Emily said earlier, left hand up to the sky, right hand coming down to mid-thigh, right?
Correct.
Now what this does, like I said, if you have your left hand down here and you go mid-thigh, your net is still on the floor. This is the step that picks the net up off the floor. Left hand to the sky, right hand mid-thigh. Once again, loading it all into my left hand. I'm gonna tuck my left arm, my left hand right over my left shoulder, everything in close to my body. I'm gonna do this next step on an angle so you guys can see what's happening in front of me. We are going to grab our lead line that's close to me, and I'm gonna put my right hand underneath both lead lines, the close one and the far one. Just like that.
Perfect, let's look at this from behind.
So let's do that one more time.
Just watch where Amanda's palm is.
Yes, let's do it one more time. Drop it down. Get in tight, Emily. Come right behind me. I'm picking up my lead line. My right hand goes underneath both lead lines. You guys see that? All right, I'm gonna take a third of the net, swinging it over my right hand.
And these are small tosses, guys. This is not aggressive. I've seen people really whip it and hurt themselves. Just gentle, small tosses.
Now I'm gonna take everything that's over my right hand and drop it into my right hand. Everything that was over my right arm gets dropped into my right hand.
And which way is your palm?
My right palm is now facing up.
Correct.
Then, here's the tricky part. Once again, hold your left arm out away from you. Your right hand goes underneath your elbow. Pat yourself on the back, just like that. All right, as you can see, both lead lines are over my right shoulder. I'm gonna reach my right hand in, grab that lead line that's closest to me, and open it up so I'm wearing my net. Now the lead line that's furthest from me is still over my shoulder. My close one is opened up. The second part of the load, or the second third of my net, once again I'm gonna grab with my lead line, and this time my right hand goes inside the net. So we're gonna take one more third of our net, inside the net.
Which way is your palm?
My right palm is facing up. And we're gonna drop this down and collect all of it in our right hand and grab that outside lead line. And make sure that outside lead line is in your first finger and your thumb. Now we are ready to throw this net. So Emily, why don't you go ahead and stand behind me. Once again, I like to get a swing going, especially if you got a big net and you got a lot of lead to move. I'm going to plant my right foot firmly down, lead with my right shoulder, start spinning my left shoulder. The whole time my right arm is out, 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 and then I drop it. Ready?
So right hand, let's go last.
Right hand, let's go last. Everything else, gonna come off. Here we go. There we go. So let's show this to you. Come on over here, guys. If you guys saw, my right hand went last. My right hand is what got released right here closest to me. My left shoulder.
This is what came
right here where it crinkles.
Where it
That's
crinkles.
always my left shoulder is where it crinkles. And all the way out there away from you, that is what was in my left hand. There you go. That is how you throw a small 6, 7, or 8 foot cast net with the building blocks to loading a 10 or 12 foot net. Stay tuned because we are going to have a video on throwing a large 10 or 12 foot net using these building blocks plus one more step to really getting that net to open up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We hope this video was helpful. Make sure you follow Gale Force Twins on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If there's anything else you want to see, drop it in the comments. We appreciate you all being here. Thanks for watching, guys.